Welcome to NEXTGames video on how to beat this month's Volume 1 Ambuscade on any difficulty. Now this month's Intense Ambuscade is definitely a bit more challenging than the previous 2 months. It is against a Soulflayer Blue Mage and a number of Imps that assist him that are all Black Mages. As the difficulty increases, the number of Imps that appear will also go up, and the potency of the bio effect called Tribulation will increase to a maximum of 1,000 hit points per tick on very difficult. So make sure this is erased immediately or it will take down even the strongest of tanks. Now the total number of Imps that will appear will depend on the difficulty. 3 appear on very easy, 4 on easy, 5 on normal, 7 on difficult, and 8 on very difficult. Now the key items for the 1 or 3 demon kills can be found in Castle Zival Keep, home point number 1, Kadarva Mire, home point number 1, Zarkapard S, home point number 1, and Castle Zival Keep S, home point number 1. Now since the main mob Master Manipulator is a Blue Mage, he can do a wide variety of abilities that you're all going to see listed there on your screen. Now he's always going to open with Mighty Guard, which will grant him a bonus to Defense, Magic Defense, and a Potent Regen, and it's going to last for 3 minutes. However, it should have warned by the time you finish killing the Imps, which you need to kill first, so you usually don't need to worry about the fact that he opens with this. The abilities he uses are Immortal Shield, which grants a TP absorbing spikes effect and a silence aura and an extremely potent defense boost. So the shield can only be broken by dueling critical hits, weapon skills, ranged attacks, and pet abilities. Since the melee hits are going to be continually draining your TP, it's going to be very difficult to weapon skill. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a good critical hit setup in order to quickly get through this, or have pets with you that will be able to break this shield. If a second Immortal Shield goes up before the first one is broken, he's going to gain an immunity to either piercing, slashing, or blunt damage, so it's imperative you take down that first shield as quickly as possible before he casts Immortal Shield again. The other abilities he use are Mind Blast, which is a Conal Thunder damage and paralyze move, Mind Purge, which dispels all buffs and food, Reprobation, which is an AoE dispel of all buffs and food, so make sure you keep him away from your trust at all times. Tribulation, which is that AoE bio and blind, and the bio will hit for anywhere from 100 per tick up to 1,000 per tick on very difficult, so you definitely want to erase this bio effect immediately. The last 2 abilities that he can use are Immortal Anthema, which will inflict Curse, and Immortal Mind, which will give him a magic attack bonus and a magic defense bonus. Now let's move on to the spells. The first being Benthic Typhoon, which is a cornal piercing damage move that inflicts physical and magic defense down. The next is Paralyzing Triad, which is a 3-hit slashing damage move that will also inflict paralyze if it hits you. The next move is Delta Thrust, which is a 3-hit physical damage move with Plague if it hits you. The next is Rail Cannon, which is conal light damage. Crashing Thunder, which is an AoE lightning damage spell. Subduction, which is AoE wind damage and gravity. Embalming Earth, which is an AoE earth damage and slow. Mind Blast, which is an AoE lightning damage with paralyze effect. Polar Roar, which is an AoE water damage and dispel. Sudden Lunge, which is conal damage and will stun you. Nectarous Deluge, which is conal damage as well and will poison you. Droning Whirlwind, which is an AoE dispel of all of your buffs. Temporal Shift, which is an AoE stun, Blistering Roar, which is an AoE tear, and Dreamflower, which is an AoE sleep. So as you can see, there is no shortage of moves that he has access to, and a great number of them are going to either stop you or slow you down dramatically. So you definitely want to feed him as little TP as possible by having your Subtle Blow capped at all times if you are meleeing him. Even with that Subtle Blow effect, he's still going to be casting a lot of spells at you though, so you definitely need to be ready to deal with them. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Imps. Now all of the Bozzetto Imps are Black Mages, and therefore they will be casting Ja elemental spells on you. Now these will hit for very low damage, usually even under 100. However, they are going to be continually wiping your shadows with it, so you're going to be ready to deal with that, and be prepared to be recasting your shadows continuously. Additionally, they cannot be slept, but can be bound, and if you're going to try and AoE them, only the target of the AoE spell is going to take full damage. All of the other Imps will take 99% reduced damage, so it is not a feasible strategy to just try and AoE them all at the same time. Now the abilities that they're going to use are Bugle Call, which is an AoE bio, and you actually hope that they use this as much as possible because it's the easiest to deal with of the 4. Abrasive Tantra, which is their usual AoE Amnesia, Deafening Tantra, which is their usual AoE Silence, and Dark Recital, which is an AoE damage, Full Dispel, and Paralyze. Fortunately, Dark Recital is used very infrequently, so you will not see it often. Now, you definitely want to use your Malinx set from Lilith if you have it on the lower difficulties of easy and very easy, as it will usually allow you to completely resist the Abrasive Tantra and Deafening Tantra. However, that won't save you on the higher difficulties, and you're definitely going to need more magic evasion if you intend to resist it on those. Now let's go ahead and go over the strategies that you'll use. For a solo strategy on very easy, easy, and if you're feeling lucky, normal, you need to make sure that you keep hate on the boss at all times while you're killing individual imps. Now they're all going to be on you, and you need to continually recast your shadows in order to keep them bouncing between your trust and you while you pick them off one by one. Make sure you use high evasion gear with cap subtle blow until the imp numbers are cut down to 1 or 2, and then at that point you should switch to your critical hit rate TP gear. Make sure you use that critical hit rate TP gear all the time when you're fighting the boss, so that if he puts up the Immortal Shield, it will be taken down quickly. Now a party setup for this is much more tricky, because of the large amount of moves that the Soul Flare can use. In addition to the use of Abrasive Tantra and Deafening Tantra, this can be a very difficult fight to overcome. The most reliable strategy I've heard of involves using Binga on all mobs and then pulling the imps away one at a time to kill. You'll usually want to use a 3-step Radiant skill chain to kill them quickly. They will need to be rebound a few times, so the Red Mage / Scholar should be ready. Now, a Summoner using Mooing Lullaby on the imps and boss will also help to make sure things like Amnesia and all those nasty abilities don't slow down the fight. This is especially important on the higher difficulties. I assume you can stick Silence on the boss as well, which would be extremely helpful when you get down to just him. Make sure your melees have critical hit gear setups, or that you have a pet job to take down his Immortal Shield if it goes up quickly. Let's go ahead and see what an example of this fight looks like on the easy difficulty. For Trust, I'm using Joachim and Omiya for songs, Koromuru for haste, and Kupipi and Yoran Oran for cures. Make sure you start the fight with Gekka, Kaka, and Yonan up, and remember to stay in your evasion, magic evasion gear with cap subtle blow at all times. Now I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. I've just hit 1,000 subscribers. I started this channel exactly 1 year ago and never thought it would get this much interest. Thank you very much to everyone for watching. If you'd like notifications for when my new videos come out, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for my channel. Enjoy the run, everybody. Sadly, I don't have a very difficult example for you this month, as I've been unable to find time with my group to get one in. If I do manage to get one completed, I will be sure to post it. I just wanted to make sure I got the solo version out as soon as possible. Have a great week, everyone.